Welcome to the Joy of Genealogy. This channel is dedicated to going back through the Bible and stopping and looking at all those passages of scripture that tend to get skipped. It's the thing that when people think of the Bible and they think it's boring, these are the passages that they're talking about. Passages that look like just a bunch of names and lists of people that nobody seems to care about. This channel is dedicated to slowing down, helping us realize who these people are, how they fit in the context, and why they're in scripture in the first place. If you're joining us for the first time today, I'm so glad you're here. You are catching us in the middle of the genealogy of Esau. Esau is the twin brother of Jacob. I've talked a lot about the two lines, really I call them three lines in genealogies. There tends to be a blessed line that Christ comes through, a cursed line that Christ was essentially supposed to come through, and then a dead line that usually kind of doesn't go anywhere. This would be considered the cursed line. And you've got the twins that we talked about last time, Jacob and his twin brother Esau. Rebekah was given a prophecy saying the older shall serve the younger. Esau is the older, he shall serve Jacob. Jacob is the father of the Israelites. Esau is the father of the Edomites. Last video, we did the first half of Esau's genealogy, which is Genesis 36. Today, we're going to do the second half of his genealogy, the end of Genesis 36. We're also going to finish the end of 1 Chronicles chapter 1, and that'll cover the Edomites themselves. That being said, if you haven't seen the other video, again, I recommend you start at least from the first line of Esau. But for today, we're going to talk about what's called the sons of Seir, which begins where we left off in Genesis chapter 36, verses 20 through 28. Verse 20, these are the sons of Seir, the Horite. I'm going to put that in caps because it is a people group. Also going to put it in red. Hopefully that helps you distinguish between people, places, and people groups. Usually when I go through a genealogy, I go in order, but today I'm going to skip around just a little bit, so bear with me. You'll see why I do that in just a second. Verse 20, these are the sons of Seir the Horite who inhabited the land. Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, and Dishan, Ezer, and Dishan. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. As I said before, when you hear Esau, think Mount Seir and think Edomites. Verse 22, and the children of Lotan, Hori, and Hemam. And Lotan's sister was Timnah. She is purple because she is female. She is also the concubine of Eliphaz, who is the son of Esau. So Esau's son's concubine is Lotan's sister, if that wasn't too terribly confusing for you. The children of Shobal were these: Alvin and Manahath, Ebal, and Shepho, and Onam. And these were the children of Zibeon, both Asia and Anah. This was that Anah that found the mules in the wilderness as he fed the asses of Zibeon, his father. I looked up this story, and apparently it is nowhere in scripture. Now, if you know anything about me in real life, you know that I'm pretty dang nosy. And when I first read that story and I couldn't find it, I was so annoyed because, quite frankly, like I said, I want to know everything. And I couldn't figure out why on earth the Bible would make reference to a story that isn't even in there. But it kind of got me thinking that really, I like that it's in there and I like that I don't know the story because it makes these people seem like more realistic people. These are actual people that existed, that did things. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to know everything about them. But I guarantee you, the reader that this was originally intended for right here knew that story. And so to me, when I'm reading this and I hear stories that I don't know anything about, it reminds me these are people that I don't know everything about. So all I want to do with that today is just mark that Anah has his own verse in Genesis chapter 36, verse 24, which again makes reference to a story that nobody actually knows. And one thing I like to do here is distinguish grandchildren and children's children. So Zibeon at Anah, and Anah's line, verse 25, the children of Anah were these: Dishon, who we skipped earlier, and Aholibama, the daughter of Anah, which is cool because that is Aholibama, the daughter of Anah, daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, who is married to Esau. So everybody kind of ties in, which is always really cool when that works out that way. Sometimes when doing these studies, it's really hard to figure out how everybody's connected, but every now and then it's kind of easy. Verse 26, and these were the children of Dishon, and Eshbon, Ithran, and Kiran, which is how the audio Bible says that. These are the children of Ezer: Bilhan, Zavan, Achan. And these are the children of Dishon, verse 28, Uz, and Aram. And these are altogether the sons of Seir. As always, I will double check this with First Chronicles. First Chronicles 1, verses 38 through 42. First Chronicles chapter 1, and really the first couple chapters of First Chronicles, are really kind of meant as a reminder, but I use them so we can cover double the amount of scripture and double check our work. So, First Chronicles 1:38, and the sons of Seir, Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. The sons of Lotan, Ori, Homam, that extra A, Homam, and Timnah was Lotan's sister. And the sons of Shobal, Elian, Manahath, Ebal, Shethi, and Onam. And the sons of Zibeon, Ai. I'm not cheating this time, so I hope that's the correct way to pronounce that. And Anah. Verse 41. The sons of Anah, Dishon, Amram, Eshbon, Ithran, and Kiran. The sons of Ezer, Bilhan, Zavan, and Jachin. Jumping back over to Genesis, I'm actually going to go through verse 30 because they talk about the dukes, which we also have in this list. And then in the next little section, we'll talk about the kings. So, verse 30, you have Duke Dishon, Duke Ezer, Duke Dishan. These are the dukes that came of Hori, among their dukes in the land of Seir. Then we can jump down to Genesis 36, verses 31 through the end of the chapter. Verse 31. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom, before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. This is important for a number of reasons. Number one, there were no children of Israel. We're going to talk about the children of Israel in the next video. But when the children of Israel eventually come onto the scene, they actually go through a period of time where they have judges, which I'm going to talk about in depth. After the judges come along, the children of Israel start demanding a king because the lands around them have kings. And that's how we get King Saul and eventually King David, and then it goes from there. But this is important because at this point, one of the people groups surrounding them that had kings were the children of Edom. Verse 32. Bela, son of Beor, reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. Yes, I cheated. And Bela died, and Jobab, son of Zerah of Basra, reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. And Hadad, son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, which should sound familiar to you, reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Avith. And Hadad died. Verse 36. And Samlah of Masreka, better believe I cheated on that one, reigned in his stead. And Samlah died. And Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died. And Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, reigned in his stead. And Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, died. And Hadar reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pau. And his wife's name, Mehetabel. The Audio Bible literally says that very quickly. It's Mehetabel. So I'm going to say it quickly and with confidence, because that's the key to reading most of the scripture. Mehetabel is the daughter of Matred / daughter of Mezahab. I looked her up as well, and she's not anywhere else in scripture either. So, and actually I'm going to split this up a little bit and go through verse 40. We'll double check this with First Chronicles, as always. First Chronicles, chapter 1, verses 43 through 51. Verse 43. Now these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the children of Israel, which also serves to give you a kind of a timeline for where this is happening. This is in the time of Judges before the kings in Israel. Bela, son of Beor, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And when Bela was dead, Jobab, son of Zerah of Basra. And when Jobab was dead, Husham of the land of the Temnites, which we'll make red because they're people groups. Verse 46. And when Husham was dead, Hadad, the son of Bedad, which smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Avith. And when Hadad was dead, Samlah of Masreka reigned in his stead. And when Samlah was dead, Shaul, I'm sure that's pronounced Shual or something very strange. Again, not cheating this time, so a little bit of guesswork there. Of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And when Shual was dead, Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, reigned in his stead. And when Baal-Hanan was dead, Hadad reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pai. And his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezahab. And Hadad died also. Then we'll get into the last little bit here, Genesis 36, verses 40 through 43, which will finish out the chapter here. This is 36, 40 through 43. These are the names of the dukes that came of Esau according to their families, after their places by their names. Dukes of Esau. Duke Timnah, not to be confused with Timnah with just an A, which is a female. Duke Alva, Duke Jahath, Duke Holibama, Duke Elah, Duke Hinan, Duke Kenaz, Duke Timon, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Iram. These are the dukes of Edom according to their habitations in the land of their possessions. He is Esau, the father of the Edomites. Go over to 1 Chronicles, round out the video and the chapter with 1 Chronicles, chapter 1, verses 51 through 52. Hadad died also. The dukes of Edom were Duke Timnah, Duke Eliah, Duke Jahath, Duke Holibama, Duke Eliah, Duke Pinan, Duke Kenaz, Duke Timnan, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, and Duke Iram. These are the dukes of Edom. This list is just that. It's a list of names. However, I meant to tell you this before, and I'll start telling you at the beginning of every video. If you want a copy of this Excel document, all you have to do is email me at joyofgenealogy@yahoo.com, and I can send you an individual document for each video that I do, and you can follow along, you can tweak it, and my favorite part is you can Control F and find out where all these names are in other places in Scripture. So if you keep an ongoing document, however you want to do it, however you want to color code it, it's a really good resource for studying Scripture because, again, you'll say, that name sounds familiar. Where do I know them from? And all you have to do is Control Find. Next time, we will talk about Jacob, which is really exciting. He's the father of the Israelites. And then we'll get into all the people that he actually did father immediately, which there are a lot of them. And I have some really exciting ideas in the future. Hope you'll join me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.